do not answer your phone if you do not know the number, especially if it's like if you're Haitian and it's a Haitian number. Do not answer it. Okay, wait for a message to come through, whatever, but do not answer it because that is the way a lot of people be sending their little magie or whatever through their phone. Okay, the black magic through the phone thing is a real thing. I'm the Mademoiselle and Sassidizium Chanel. Welcome to another video. If you're seeing my face and you're confused, we do have multiple channels. So make sure you guys click on any of the links down below or scan the lovely QR code to get better acquainted. This is my Haitian channel where we do Haitian voodoo, politics, and folklore. We have my personal channel where we do vlogs, personal content, story times, and then my main channel where we just pop shit. Okay, my bad. Rants, reactions, and commentary on Black social issues. Shout outs to those of you guys who've been rocking with me forever, the members, the patrons, and of course the investors. I see you, we here with it. I know I haven't been consistent the entire month of May. That's because it was Haitian Heritage Month. Shout outs to my Zoes. Y'all already know the celebration never stops when you a Zoe, okay? Shout outs to all the Caribbean people out there because it is now Caribbean Heritage Month. So make sure you guys raise your flags at all times, whether it is a celebration month or not. I spent the entire month of May performing and teaching classes via my nonprofit LakayRo. Shout out to those of you guys who showed up. Like, it means so much to me. If you guys want to see those performances or you would like to support LakayRo, again, scan the link or I'm going to link everything down below. I appreciate y'all so much. Like, the love that y'all showed me this month is like astronomical. I am overwhelmed with joy. I do have some of the performances on my Instagram as well as LakayRo's Instagram. And just to put it out there, okay, I'm trying to find a permanent space to start practices because I really want to start a dance team, like a Haitian Afro diasporic dance team. So if you guys know anywhere that would be able to donate some space or just, you know, whatever, we could work something out, let me know. Like, I just want to throw it out there because I've been looking and I haven't really posted that and I should probably post it. So yes, if you guys know of any spaces, please let me know. Additionally, I just washed my hair. There's loads of wet spots on my shirt. We're gonna ignore that. Pay attention to this story. As you can see today, we have a Haitian voodoo story time for you guys. I haven't done one of these in a long time. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. This story may sound a little familiar to you guys because this happens to a lot of people in foreign territory. Okay, those of us who are Afro diasporic, Latin American, etc. Like, this is a very common thing, right? A lot of us send money back home. It is embedded in our cultures to send money back home, whether we're talking about Latin America, Caribbean, Africa, India, whatever. It is very, very common. However, it is an interesting topic because it gets heavy for a lot of people. I feel like it's going to end with the millennials. I'm just telling you right now. Like, I know for a fact, once my parents pass away, I am no longer sending money to Haiti. I haven't made it a habit, but I do send money to Haiti occasionally when need be. My parents try to send any little bit of money they have to Haiti, and it's been something that personally bothers me because my parents are struggling, and because they're struggling, they have to lean on me. And part of it is because they want to sit here and send money to Haiti. Now, the thing is, my parents don't send as much as others, and as much as the lady that I'm going to talk about in this video. But nonetheless, most people overseas think that Americans make a lot of money. They think that we're rich and we have such abundance that we should be giving portions of our paychecks to them, right? And the thing is, I understand that, you know, outside looking in, it does look like America's like the richest country in the world, but that's not the reality for a majority of people that live in the States. Many of us do live paycheck to paycheck and do not even have money left over to save for ourselves. I feel like if you have it, give it. If you can afford to give it, do so, but don't do so at your own expense. And that's why I'm like, you know, it's going to be interesting to see in the next 10 to 15 years what truly ends up happening with a lot of these families, because a lot of these families do rely on us sending money over to them for them to survive. And that's why it's kind of hard not to send, because, we do feel bad, but none of us, okay, I'm telling you right now, should get into the habit of sending money continuously to the point where now it is becoming a paycheck. It becomes an issue when you start growing your own family. It becomes an issue when you start, getting hard on finances. And there's just so much that needs to be said about it. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below about it, because I know for a fact, like, a lot of people, especially in my generation onward, are like, yeah, absolutely not. While Gen X and older are like, no, you should want to give, you should want to whatever. But here's part of the reason I'm telling you guys to be very, very careful with that. Okay, there are so many stories out there of people sending money to Haiti and then not being able to, and then their families getting real crazy about it, right? So this story takes place kind of between here in Haiti. This is something that's happened to a very close friend of mine. I'm going to hide the details as I always do. But for this particular story, I'm going to really hide the details for safety and spiritual reasons. So let's just say my friends' names, we have Jack and Jill, right? The parents, Joseph and Mary. I don't know. I'm feeling a little religious today. Okay. For as long as I can remember, they've always been like real affluent in a way. Now, there's different layers to the story, but I'm going to keep it real, again, like basic, because I don't want anyone to identify who I'm talking about. But nonetheless, like, they always had a little more than everyone else. And they would kind of flex what they had a lot. They just weren't really the nicest people. Like, you would say hi to them and they wouldn't answer, mainly the mom. Okay. Not really the dad, right? So Joseph was pretty cool, pretty down to earth. He wasn't really like that. But Mary, yeah, she wasn't the nicest person. You would say hi to her, she wouldn't answer. You would walk past her, she wouldn't initiate conversation with you unless you initiated conversation with her. Honestly, the way she carried herself did rub on her children as well. They would also kind of be very standoffish. They would flex everything that they had. And listen, I grew up with these niggas. I don't hate them. But it is something to note. It is very important to the story. And I need to give you guys a grand picture. So honestly, they've always been like that. They haven't necessarily been rude to me. And I never really had an issue with her or her kids, but a lot of people in the community and in their family did, because they just, again, they walked around like they should instinct. They don't go to nobody's events. They don't say hi to nobody. They don't talk to nobody. Like, so it is what it is. Joseph and Mary made money in their jobs. And since they made money, they had enough money to continuously send money back to Haiti. And it wasn't just Mary, it was Mary and Joseph sending money back. So literally every time they got paid, they would take money from their check and they would send it to Haiti, which means their family in Haiti was living very, very well. And they got really used to this lifestyle. And honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with that until you can't do it anymore. Like, America is a stable economy. Well, was upon a time, and honestly kind of still is compared to many other countries. However, anything can happen, as you guys have been seeing, right? Like, now our economy is in the garbage. It's poo poo caca. And a lot of people, again, tend to think that we're rich over here when we're not. So I don't think it makes sense to make that type of commitment to sending money over to Haiti all the time, because, again, anything can happen. Especially if you didn't make sure to save for yourself and save for your children, and whatever, do what it is that you want to do for yourself. I feel like you should always take care of yourself first before you take care of others, right? So because they were always sending money to Haiti and stuff like that, they got accustomed to a certain lifestyle. And then she ended up retiring and she couldn't send as much money over. As you guys know, when you start getting retirement, it is way less money than what you were making a lot of the time. So a lot of the things that you used to do, even the place that you live, your mortgage, your rent, or whatever, sometimes you have to downsize. Sometimes you have to go somewhere else, because where are you going to get the money to offset the bills, right? So she wasn't able to send as much money over anymore, but I already told you how these people were, okay? They were very flexy people, very like, I'm better than you type people. And I really hate to say it like that, but that's really what it was. The way they come across, the way they carry themselves, the way they talk to other people, it really did give that. And unfortunately, that didn't work in their favor, because since they stopped sending money to Haiti, the people in Haiti started getting upset, basically saying like, yo, like, we're starving here. We don't got nothing. We was relying on you. You was sending 200, 300, $400 every month. And now we're not getting anything. But, we see you on Facebook. We see you on da-da-da. We see you driving these nice fancy cars. Why can't you, share? Now, the thing is with this, right? I really want to know what you guys think about this, because I feel like a lot of people in foreign countries hold this opinion about Americans. Like, they really think that we're rich and we have it all. And it doesn't matter if they scam us or if we send hundreds of dollars, we're just going to make it back, which in theory is true. But for a lot of people, it's not. Not everybody has multiple streams of income. Not everybody is able to make money as fast, and not everybody got it like that. In their case, since they spent their entire life flexing and flaunting, unfortunately, that's how it looked like to them. But I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. Like, do you think that that's a, I guess, plausible opinion to have of us that live in the States, or that live in France or Canada or whatever? Because personally, I feel like we should be teaching them how to fish instead of giving them the fish. Although a majority of a lot of the countries that I'm speaking about are really, really struggling, right? And their economies are trash. There are ways to get ahead, such as education. And that's another problem. They have to pay for school in other countries. Ain't no public school. Like, that's why I don't understand why Americans take this shit so for granted. Like, there is no such thing as public school in a majority of these other countries. Okay, a majority of these countries, these kids have to pay to go to school. And that's why a lot of them take education so seriously. And one of the ways to really get out of that squalor is education. But unfortunately, a lot of times these families cannot afford the fees, right? So I feel like we need to be brainstorming ways on teaching them how to fish and get money for themselves versus just giving them money all the time, because it's not a sustainable model at all. Start getting mad, and obviously they're cursing her out and they're going off. So Mary's like, I'm not answering your calls anymore because I told you I can't. Okay, I cannot send money anymore. Therefore, you're not going to get any more money. But you see, they didn't like that shit. Okay, no, like, you're gonna have to send us money. Like, you're gonna have to, you have to take care of us the way that you've been taking care of us. So they started telling everybody in the land. Okay, they started telling anybody that would listen that basically Mary was no longer supporting them and no longer, giving them what they needed to survive, and she was leaving them for dead. Haitians are so damn extra, okay? And that really wasn't the case. She just genuinely couldn't do it anymore. So she basically started blocking their calls, blocking their messages, and she wasn't able to see it anymore. But then, of course, since they kept running their mouths, people kept coming to her and basically saying, like, hey, your family's going around talking shit about you, saying that, you doing this, that, and the third, or you not doing this, that, and the third. Like, what's going on? That started pissing her off. And she was just like, you know what? Like, now I'm really not sending shit to y'all. Months go by, okay? And one day she ends up getting like this random phone call from a Haitian number. She doesn't know who it was. She doesn't know like what it was, but this is another reason. And I think I've made a video about this years ago. Do not answer your phone if you do not know the number, especially if it's like, if you're Haitian and it's a Haitian number. Do not answer it. Okay, wait for a message to come through, whatever, but do not answer it, because that is the way a lot of people be sending their little magie or whatever through their phone. Okay, the black magic through the phone thing is a real thing. She went, she answered the call. She didn't think anything of it. She said she heard some noises, but she thought it was like, some prank call or whatever. I personally don't know, because I thought all Haitians know don't answer phone numbers you don't know from Haiti, but I guess not. So whatever. She ends up going about her business. Literally a few days later, she just starts feeling unwell. She starts feeling dizzy, lightheaded. She's hungry, even if she just ate. It's like she's being drained. She goes to sleep for the night. She wakes up. She's tired. Like, she's just genuinely not feeling well. She's just like, you know what? I'm getting older. That's probably what it is. I probably just don't have as much energy or stamina as I used to. But then one day she went to go get something, getting something out of one of her cabinets, and she fell. Like, out of nowhere, just fell out, had a stroke, and it was this entire big thing. Like, she was in such horrible shape that everybody thought that she was going to pass away. While this is happening and she's sick and she's in the hospital and she's trying to rehabilitate herself, okay? She literally has a broken hip and she just had a stroke. Like, there's a lot going on. Now, at this point, her family starts talking shit. Oh, that's what she gets. She didn't want to share with nobody. It is what it is. She's going to pass away anyway. And this is when people start dividing the assets, okay? Literally, they took her car. They sent it to Haiti. They took all of her jewels, all her clothes, everything. and they started separating it amongst themselves because, oh well, she's gonna pass away anyway. Now, just to note, you guys are probably wondering what happened to the father or the husband, etc. They are no longer together. So realistically, he ain't had nothing to do with any of that. He also thought that she was gonna pass away, but the kids kind of just kept everything hush hush. Like, they took care of their mom. They didn't tell anyone about anything regarding her condition, whether she was alive, whether she passed, nothing. Like, they legitimately kept it a secret, because if you know anything about, like, especially when you have, like, malevolent things that might be against you, especially when families doing shit like that too, you don't tell people when they're in the hospital, because if they do have like a spiritual attack, it's going to get worse because they'll know that they're in bad condition. All anyone knew was that she broke her hip, she had a stroke. That's really about it. But surprise, surprise, the Lord was stronger. The ancestors had her back. The Loire weren't going to have that happen. So they basically made sure she survived. Okay, like, she went through hell. All right, she was going through it, but she survived, and nobody thought she would. And what's really fucked up about this is the people that were sitting here dividing her assets and doing all this extra shit and calling dibs on her stuff were some of the people that she was sending money to first, were some of the people that she was confiding in, talking to all the time. And when she was sending money, it wasn't a problem, right? When she was sending money, everybody loved her. When she was sending money, everyone was in favor of who she was and what she did and how she did it. But now that she can't send money, now that she's hurt, now that she's dying, so to speak, nobody gives a fuck about her. Everybody's trying to divide assets, right? So at this point, they done sent her car over there, all of that. They drive in the car. They, like, yo, I'm talking big pimping, okay? The fucking photos on WhatsApp, all that. And, again, they didn't expect her to survive. Her kids, Jack and Jill, didn't really say anything to anyone about her condition. They kind of just kept it hush hush. I found out super late about her condition. Like, I found out maybe like, not a year, maybe like 6 to 7 months way after she got sick, because they literally kept it hush hush. And I personally don't remember how I don't remember who told me or how I found out. But I feel like it was one of my friends that was like, yeah, like, like Jack and Jill's mom's sick. And I'm like, what the fuck? Says what? And then she was like, yeah, like, and that's because her mom was close to a family member of theirs. So that's the only reason she knew. And I'm like, bro, why the fuck didn't they tell anybody this? And the Haitian community, you have, like, a lot of people are very, like, big on the sick thing, right? Like, a lot of us, like, we're very community oriented. Like, when someone's sick, when someone's not doing well, so you don't have somebody to watch your kid, like, we're always there to the rescue to really, like, do what we can for each other. So the fact that, like, I didn't know, and I practically grew up with them, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I go and I tell my parents, and they're like, what the fuck? She's sick since when? I'm like, see, nobody knows about this shit. So finally, my mom goes to visit her very recently. Okay. My mom goes to visit her, and she's telling us the story. And that's how, I got the story, and, I got permission to tell the story, et cetera, et cetera. Right. And it's just crazy, because apparently the reason she ended up falling and having this stroke is because they sent something after her. Okay. They sent a zombie after her. Okay. Yo voy zombie puli. This is a very big thing. Now, a lot of people, like, hear zombies and they think Hollywood zombies. That's not a thing. Okay. Hollywood zombies don't necessarily exist. Hollywood zombies are a figment of everyone's imaginations. Okay. Like, well, not really, like, in a way. So we've talked about zombification, right? In one of my videos. I'll try to link it down below if I remember. If not, just type in Chronicles of a Zombie, you will find it. Those are not the same zombies, okay? When people say, oh, your voice zombie DM, or, they sent a zombie after him or her, they're basically saying they sent someone to steal their essence, right? To either entrap their souls, or basically stop them from progressing, or to cause chaos, or to cause problems into their lives, or worst case scenario, to kill them. And in this case, it was to kill her. And this zombie was causing all types of craziness. Like, it wasn't even like the shit that I told you was very surface level. I don't want to get too deep into it. But the worst case situation was the fact that she fell, broke her hip, and then she had a stroke. Right. So this entire time, she's realizing, like, yo, like, my family sent something after me. Like, even my mom was sitting there like, they sent something at their ass, right? And you already know, like, my mom is very devout Catholic. Like, my mom was like, what the fuck? Like, and it's so sad because, Mary starts crying. She's having a boo-hoo situation, basically telling us the story. And my mom was like, yeah, like, that shit's crazy. And she was like, well, it's okay. They did all of this to me, and that's why they died. And we just looked like, died. We were like, wait, what? Apparently, a couple months ago, she was in the hospital again. And Jack and Jill didn't want to tell her, but apparently, the person that sent whatever it was after her did pass away in a very crueling death. Like it was a car accident or something in Haiti. And I was just like, oh well, damn, karma took its time, but karma definitely hit that ass. Like it was like a random freak accident too. Like it was like on some random, like she was driving and just another car came out of nowhere and T-boned her and she died. And I was like, wow. Like that is some crazy shit. And apparently the person that did it was like a niece or something. Mary did everything for this lady, put her kid through school, sent her money again, like 1 to 2 times a week, sent her food, like literally would buy groceries here and ship the food over there, sent them clothes, everything, literally took care of her entire lifestyle. And then when she couldn't do it anymore, she got salty and she sent a zombie after her and called her selfish and was in charge of dividing her assets, all types of crazy shit. So all that to say, do not get into the habit of doing anything that you genuinely cannot and do not want to do, because it will come back to haunt you when you are no longer able to do it, or if you are no longer able to do it. A lot of people only care about you or care for you when you're able to give them what they want. After that, they really don't give a fuck about you. Be very careful who you help. I'm not going to tell you guys not to help your families, right? I'm not going to tell you guys not to send money over to Haiti or anywhere else, but I'm telling you, be very, very careful, because a lot of times these people don't give a fuck about you. They only care about what you can do for them. And a lot of times we are sacrificing ourselves and sacrificing our integrity in our bills instead of actually doing what we need to do for ourselves first. Okay, you gotta take care of home before you take care of others. A lot of times, like, niggas don't even like you for real. They only like what you can do for them. That's it. So be very, very careful and be very wary of that. With that being said, do any of you guys have a similar story? I'm very sure there's a lot of stories out there of people doing similar things. Haitians involved in malevolent magic love to send zombies after people. It's very common. But especially when it comes to money, like Haitians really don't play about money, even when it's technically not theirs and it's something that is being given to them out of charity. That's why I'm like, I don't want to get into the business of that, because y'all not about to be sitting here getting mad at me when I can't. That story is very interesting, and I was like, God damn, like I was just sitting there like shook, like wow, they really did this shit to you. Like family sometimes could be your worst enemy. Who needs friends when you got family like that? With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you guys want more voodoo-esque story times, make sure you guys head to my memberships. I have a series going on right now. I don't want to say it's a similar story, but basically it's about like, better yet, go on the membership, okay? Shout out to those of you guys who are on the membership, on the Patreon, or are investors. I love you so very much. I appreciate you. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and I'm going to see y'all next time. Bye!